Hello and welcome back to another We Ourselves video. Today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a long time, and it pertains to Disney and its live action TV shows. Now recently we know about the proxy fight with Peltz and Iger and how Iger managed to win. But recently Deadline did an article that says that the Mandalorian Grogu movie, as well as some other ones, have staked out a 2026 release date. I don't want to talk about that per se. I do want to do a video on The Mandalorian because I loved the first two seasons, but I thought the third season was a disappointment. But I do want to talk about the show creator, Jon Favreau, because rumors are that he's managed to come out on top and take advantage of Iger's beleaguered status to finally get control of Lucasfilm, and has already greenlit 2 new animation shows for Disney+. What I want to talk about is basically an open request to Jon Favreau, and that is give us more shows like ANDOR. And I know that ANDOR wasn't as popular as it should have been, particularly among people who claim to be Star Wars fans. But I just want to talk a little bit about that today and why I feel this way. I recently watched The Bad Batch. I've been watching season 1 and season 2, but I have to say that episode 10 was excellent in my opinion, and it reminded me a lot of ANDOR because it took time to focus in on secondary characters, both in the Empire, working for the Empire, and out. It took time to show us where they are coming from. It's street level filling out of the Star Wars universe that so many critics say that Star Wars hasn't done. There's been too many people saying that Star Wars is intellectually bankrupt. And I totally disagree with them. Because if you've ever read the expanded universe, you would know that's not true. And ANDOR and the 10th episode of Bad Batch Season 2 reminded me so much of what the expanded universe of books was able to do for Star Wars. The expanding universe introduced us to a whole host of character situations, and it really expanded out the universe of Star Wars. It took us into corners we had never been into. We were introduced to consortiums and royalty and people like that were never part of the Empire. They existed outside of the imperial bounds. You find out all of these things. So Star Wars has never been intellectually bankrupt. It's just the people who've had control of it for the last 10 plus years have been, And somebody like Jon Favreau, who created The Mandalorian, again, a totally different Mandalorian character we hadn't seen. Yes, he reminded you of Boba Fett, but he became his own person. Yes, there was a Baby Yoda, but Grogu was a different character, different situations. He was able to do what the expanded universe did and take us more to a street level type of show that did not involve, at least not to the second season, didn't involve Jedi and big ships and the Empire per se. Yes, you saw stormtroopers and you saw remnants. ANDOR took it to the next level, and we were able to experience all these characters, their motivation, and how they position themselves living under the yoke of an empire. And so what I want to say to Jon Favreau, if it's true that he's managed to get control of Lucasfilm from Kathleen Kennedy, and he's already making decisions, which the reports have come out, what I would like to say to him, we need more ANDOR shows. We need more shows like the 10th episode of Bad Batch Season 2. We need more street level type of shows. We need shows that take their time and they introduce character. They have good dialogue. You see motivations, and you see how these people are maneuvering under the Empire, or if it's post-Empire, then under the New Republic, whatever. We need those types of shows. And so what I would plead with Jon Favreau is give us more. I know we have a second season of ANDOR coming, and I don't want them to do a third season. Tony Gilroy, the showrunner and creator, he says that no, the end of season 2 of ANDOR will take us right up to Rogue One. I like that. We're done. Move on, give us another show. And what I'm suggesting to Jon Favreau is forget all the naysayers, all the ones who say it's too slow and stuff. No, it's where Star Wars needs to go. No matter what time period you go into, you need this level of storytelling. And so what I would suggest is that you create more shows like this and you put them under their own list. The same way you're doing now with the animation, and there's certain type of animation. Do the same thing with shows like Andor. I call the collection whatever you want to call it, the Hyperion collection. I don't know. Obviously, you can't say it's Star Wars for grown folks, because then you'll get a lot of people upset because they don't want to admit that they just like explosions and stuff. And I know I'm being a little snide, but Andor's a good show. The 10th episode, second season, Bad Batch, had the same feel. It had the same plotting feel to it. It took its time, and it really gave us some insight into these characters that we are seeing on screen. I love the fact that you see Tarkin come up, and he shows up, and he's doing the same thing that he did to Krennic when he took over the Death Star, and that's what he did to Thrawn, who had a TIE fighter interceptor program that would have taken resources and probably would have enabled the Empire to defeat the rebellion. So I like that. But again, you don't get that in the other types of shows. You do get it when you have a 10th episode of Bad Batch that slows down and takes its time and introduce those things. We need more shows like that. We need more shows that remind me of the expanded universe and put them under their own segment, their own list, their own playlist. If I had to say anything to Jon Favreau, do that. You're already diversifying the content. You have all different types of content for all different types of people. Give us some more Andor type shows. So anyway, that's my jumping off point from this article. The Grogu and Mandalorian movies coming out. If Jon Favreau is in charge, then it will be good. I'm not afraid of it anymore. It should be good. Even though I had problems with season 3 of Mandalorian, and I'll do a separate video talking about Mandalorian. But I just wanted to say that here. Give us more Andor. Give us more episode 10 of Bad Batch season 2 type of content for those of us who like Star Wars for adults. So anyway, those are my comments. As always, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.